Hi everyone. So today I explain the summary of Karma book. Those are written by Sadhguru. So let's get started. Karma, a yogi guide to crafting your destiny, and an extract from the Sadhguru's new book. The Indian yogi and author believe that for the long the concept of karma has been either too simplistic or too accessible. In this new book, Karma, a yogi guide to crafting your destiny, Sadhguru seeks to untangible the idea karma and explain its identity to the readers. The Indian yogi and author believe that for the long the concept of karma has been either too simplistic or too inaccessible. He attained changing it in his new book, publishing by the Penguin India. The book came out on the April 27. Here's an extract from it. It is important to see that the whatever scene determined in your life has been determined by your unconsciously. You have written your own software depending on the way you have written your software. That is the way you think, that is the way you feel, that is the way you act, and that is the what you invite into your life. Depending on the kind of the fragrance you emit, you attract life situations. Some people seem to constantly attract pleasant situations, others seem to constantly attract unpleasant ones. Or perhaps you see this the different phases in your life. In some phases, wonderful things seem to keep happening. In other advanced circumstances keep the recurring. Now, they simply depend on what you have in your karmic reservoir. Today, you have the rotten fish, so you attract some the terrible situation. Tomorrow, you have the flowers, so you attract better situation. One thing that we are trying to change towards yoga, and hopefully this book is the kind of the fragrance you throw out into the world. Many people talk freedom, but they secretly fear it. They feel secure in the bondage. Other people opt for the bondage because its identification with and the ideology, a religion, a relationship, or even a gadget enhance their the identity in some way. Consider something as simple as your cell phone. It is used enhance the activity. It can be source of the empowerment, but it is the use of the enhanced identity. It's become a source of bondage. This is where people acquiring the vasanas unconsciously, often they believing they are the choosing freedom when they are actually choosing enslavement. It's happened. Some years ago, when they conducting the yoga program in southern India, I stay in a village called the Velanayudham Palayam. My lodges was the opposite the hill. I was told that Jain monks had lived at the meditators in this hill cave more than the 1900s years ago. This antiquity piqued my interest because it means this monk had lived only a few centuries after the great Jain teachers and Guru Mahavira. One afternoon, I climbed up with a few volunteers to a beautiful cave located like a bird perched in the rocks. The inside was the filthy stew with the waters and the graffitis. In India, every second walk in the mountain has the initiates of tourists, and visiting the lovers is scrawled upon it. This cave was no different. They were the library scared with the usual KPT lovers SRM type of the stuff. So we clean up the place. Now they were the rough indentation in the rock floor, which clearly served as a bed for the monks. I sat down on one of these beds. I suddenly found my body beginning to the pulsate the powerfully. In fact, I decided to spend the night there. It was a night of the revelations. I realized that the subtitle body of the monk who had been there the centuries ago was still incredibly alive. I could tell, for instance, that he had no left legs. It had been the amputated just beyond the knee. Now this monk led the quite isolated live and had done nothing for the conscience in the outside world, but they had left behind such a profound imprint that I could tell everything about their lives and their spiritual practice. The great rules of those times are the more or less forgotten. The richest folk and the most learned men and women of those times are the erased from our memory. But these simple monks are as alive today as they were the 1900s years ago. Their stories are available to those who are the receptive. They are the capable of inspiring us to be this very thing. This is the nature of the right kind of the inner energy work. It is impressed every visible, every carries a certain fragrance. The physical bodies fall back on the earth. However, the residue of each one of our thoughts, actions, and above all, our energy lingers on. These imprints can last for the millennia after our time. The more conscious the energy work, the more enduring it is. It is to be decided the nature of our bequest to be the planet. This is what the Anamasa Chen monk of the Velayudam Palayam did. Aware that every action has a conscience, they choose to live the consciously as a result. They achieve a certain kind of immortality that the rich and the powerful in the history of the world have seldom managed to attain.